Good morning, everybody. Time to get up and go to work. It is Thursday, 5:32 in the morning, June 10th, 2021, and I am broadcasting from Leander, Texas. And this is Eureka Street Crypto Hub, and I am Eureka John. This is my video blog. And this is me tracking the progress of everything I'm learning in crypto, because there's so much to always learn in crypto. It is freaking incredible. And yeah, I may say some really stupid things, I may say some great things, and this whole thing is just a learning process, including how to do this show. I'm doing this every single day, not sponsored by anybody, so I'm not pushing any products or projects or anything like that. And yeah. Give me a thumbs up or something on YouTube or on Odyssey, BitChute, and I'm on BitTube as well. So I'm on Twitter and float.app. So yeah, man, if you want to reach out and give me some suggestions, things you want me to talk about, I'm all ears, just like Ross Pro in the 90s. So yeah, so let's go to the CoinGecko, see what's up. And let's see here, Bitcoin's at 38,849, 38,29969. Okay, so about $500 in just a matter of a couple seconds. But that's how it goes, man. Crypto is so entertaining. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today, because there's so much stuff to talk about, especially with what's going on with El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. You know, first Trump's poo-pooing all over Bitcoin, then it drops, and Elon Musk and everybody's like scared and fearful. And then now, you know, Bukele, the president of El Salvador, is like the people's hero, bringing in Bitcoin. And then Elizabeth Warren is talking about how it's like terrible for the environment, and she's throwing out all this environmental FUD, which is complete BS. If you do any amount of research into Bitcoin, you will know that this proof of work mining is not the problem. It's like 76% of Bitcoin's mining energy comes from renewable energy. Yeah, maybe they should take a look at a lot of the other companies and corporations that they are sponsored by. These lobbyists are sponsoring these politicians. Maybe they should look at their carbon output. Anyway. I don't want to go on some political rant. That's not my style. But yeah, it's just kind of like, you know. Ethereum, 2636.69. Tether, $1.03. Whoa, ballin' Tether. It's a stable coin, so it's supposed to be pegged to the dollar. What's making it go to $1.03? I don't know, man. Maybe people are selling a bunch, or are buying a bunch of Tether, driving the price up, selling some things. I don't know. Binance Coin, 373.34. Cardano, $1.62, maintaining that fifth position. The Doge, 34 cents. XRP, 90 cents, hovering below $1 now. Polkadot, 24.56. Another stable coin, and it's also 2 cents above the dollar. It's supposed to be $1. What's going on here? Uniswap, 25.42. Bitcoin Cash, 640.46. Solana, finally, down 0.4%. It's been on a tear lately. Litecoin, 173.45. Chainlink, 25.32. Litecoin's always kind of just like sitting there, you know, kind of like doing its thing. It's like, hey man, I'm Litecoin. You know, it's kind of along for the ride. You know, I got Bitcoin over here. You know, everybody's focused on that, but I'll do my thing. You know, and it's kind of like the silver of Bitcoin. It's supposed to be used for like the transactional, you know, currency. That's kind of its intention. Like their Litecoin, you know, easy, lightweight, able to do quick transactions with it and stuff like that. Fork of Bitcoin. So if you don't know, you know, so a lot of people say that, like, I got some Litecoin in my wallet, and I don't know how I got it in my wallet, or you know, my boss gave me Litecoin. You know, I don't know, man. I don't own any Litecoin, but yeah. I get people talking about it a lot, like noobs who don't know anything about crypto. They know Litecoin, which is weird. Okay, anyway, 25.32 is Chainlink's price right now, up 6.9%. Chainlink, man, it's like one of the most volatile cryptocurrencies. It's all over the place all the time. It like never takes a rest. But I think Chainlink is the future. I mean, it is the bar none #1 Oracle, and by Oracle I mean the code device that collects data and funnels it into the blockchain. So it is the connection between the blockchain and the real world, hence the Oracle. If you've ever seen The Matrix, she was the one who had the connection between the Matrix and the real world. So yeah, ICP Clown Coin down to 78.95. Can't say I'm not too upset about that one. Binance USD up 1.4. It's a stable coin. Again, $2. What's going on here? Polygon Matic at $1.48. Theta Network 927, still hovering below that $10 mark. There's a lot of stuff going on with Theta. Man, I'm gonna have to just I continually have to do these new episodes where I revisit Theta, and I'm constantly talking about the updates because there's always something going on with Theta Network. Theta Network and Polygon, both of them, man. Theta Network, I feel like, is going to blow up here at the end of this month when it goes to mainnet 3.0. There's just a lot of stuff going on under the surface here. Stellar 35 cents, Ethereum Classic 61.20, VeChain 11 cents, Filecoin 78.49. Let's go on down. We'll skip over Tron and stuff. Aave 338.32, and then down here, where is it? T-Fuel was been on a tear. It got up to like 63 cents, and it was up 70% yesterday, and now it's down 11.7%. So, you know, I had to take a little time to relax off that tear, but T-Fuel is being staked right and left on these edge nodes. Again, that's a Theta token, and Theta token is the governance token, and T-Fuel is the utility token, and content delivery networks like YouTube and Netflix and everybody like that would have to buy T-Fuel in order to use the Theta network platform, and then the people running the edge nodes on their computer and sharing their bandwidth would be paid in T-Fuel. And so it's a distribution of content delivery network fees, I guess, to the people. So interesting. Okay, so that being said, a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, we have this El Salvador adopting and making Bitcoin a legal tender. You can find that speech, and I will link all this in the video description. Bitcoin is legal tender. bitcoinarchive.substack.com. Bitcoin is legal tender. I will put the link in the description. Here's a summary of all the major points he made in the conversation, which lasted for 1 hour. Government Bitcoin wallet will be developed by Jack Mallers, free and available to all in El Salvador, opt-in only. You can use whatever wallet you want, but I believe the wallet's called the Strike wallet, and you can use that as well. People are free to use any wallet. Yeah, okay. Accepting Bitcoin is going to be a mandate for all merchants, so they cannot refuse Bitcoin if somebody wants to pay in Bitcoin. I mean, I do say, you know, tell that to like the used car salesman, you know, or yeah. I don't know, man. That's like when sometimes when you are in some remote place and you try to pull out a credit card and they just look at you cockeyed. They're like, cash only, man, you know, or some convenience store in New York City, you know, and they run a cash only business. I've come across those, you know. USD will remain exclusive unit of account for corporate balance sheets. So they're not dissing the US dollar. You have to make the distinction here. They're not tossing out and saying no to the US dollar, but Bitcoin is now legal tender. I think this is the same thing in Japan right now, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, commercial contracts can be settled in Bitcoin were previously denominated in US dollar. 150 million government trust fund to remove Bitcoin exchange risk to small merchants, opt-in only. So if the price fluctuates between the time somebody pays and by the time that a small merchant can get to the bank and stuff like that, there is the government will carry that risk, and so they will honor whatever the product was sold for and stuff like that. And so they may make some money in some cases and they may lose some money in some cases, but they feel it all balances out. Initial estimate only to seed trust fund. Okay, so yeah, say for instance, I know a lot of people. I've worked at a restaurant, and I've worked at a job, and at the end of the day, you take that little pouch and you get to go run to the bank, and if you're a trusted employee, you get to be the one in charge of that, and at the end of the day, you are certain that that dollar amount that you collected up in your cash registers is worth the same as when the people bought it. And that's been a concern about people accepting Bitcoin because of the price volatility. And so, yeah, it will reduce remittance commissions from 30% to almost zero. The creation of jobs is good for everybody. Reduce problem for U.S. at border because more opportunities in El Salvador. Yep. We have a lot of explaining and campaigning. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand Bitcoin. Even well-educated people are making some completely cockamamie statements about Bitcoin, like Elizabeth Warren. This is not something for rich people only. Bitcoin is for everybody. I agree. A lot of inequality comes from the central banking system. Everybody pays the price of their money being diluted. Bitcoin solves a lot of things. If we can change our future, other countries will follow. Weapons are bought with U.S. dollars. Money laundering is with the U.S. dollars. Also, jewels and euro and yen. That is true. People always say, well, Bitcoin is for nefarious money laundering activity. That's absolutely, yeah, sure, okay, and nuclear energy was also used to nuke people in Hiroshima, right? There's good and bad with technology, and you have to accept the good and bad. The crypto punks went through the same thing when they were bringing in cryptography for the general population to use. The U.S. government was scared to death that cryptography could be used for terrorist activity. Well, you know what? It's also been amazing for the progression of society and empowering people. So there will always be a bad with a good in the progression of technology, and you can't be that guy that holds down any progress in technology. And Elizabeth Warren, she's becoming that guy right now. The problem with is the illegal activity, not with Bitcoin. Kind of my point. Government mining Bitcoin, not thinking about it, but we can do things to promote it. They have geothermal energy. I mean, they have volcanoes. They have so much power right now from those volcanoes, and I've seen those volcanoes. I've flown over those volcanoes. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Honduras. I've been to the border of Nicaragua. There's volcanoes all around there. Yeah, I've been all over Guatemala. There's volcanoes, and there's plenty of volcanoes there. There's plenty of geothermal energy that people could use to mine Bitcoin, and yeah, it won't be wasteful. And yeah, we could lose a lot of energy in transport that could be used for industry, potentially mining too. A lot of people will attack this because they support other ideas, but we should support Bitcoin adoption so it takes hold. And then Bitcoin is proving it carries benefits for the common folk, and we were inspired by the project of Bitcoin Beach and the work Jack Mallers has been doing in El Salvador. All right, so that's a pretty good synopsis. There's also a synopsis. I have a crypto friend. His name's Mike Philper, and he's running the Crypto Playground, and I've talked about this before, but he's building up this educational platform that's going to be coming out, and you can actually use your Oculus too and walk around inside the crypto world, and it'll kind of walk you through how to build your own wallet. It'll even simulate sending you both good and bad emails. It might send you a scam email and show you what to look out for, and you get to play with some play money. It sounds like a pretty cool concept, but especially now with this adoption of people going, people in El Salvador having to learn about it, and now Paraguay and Panama, they're on the docket to potentially be able to adopt Bitcoin. So there's going to be a lot of people that really need some solid lessons, because the scammers are going to be out, and there's a buttload of them, and they know they're pretty wily. They got their tricks. They even come on YouTube and put people like Robert Kiyosaki and Vitalik Buterin and Tom Hanks or whatever up on there, and then they'll say, what he's saying is amazing. Send me 0.2 Bitcoin and I'll send you one whole Bitcoin. That's asymmetrical scam, and it's absolutely not true. So they might incorporate some of that type of stuff just to make you aware of it. They'll teach you basically how things work. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool. Hey, what's up, Andy Panda? A pretty cool platform. I've seen you on here before, so welcome back. Anyway, So yeah, he has this blog here and is going to be starting to build that out. I read his article a few episodes ago for Richer for Poorer, specifically talking about Bitcoin for countries like El Salvador, or just for the average person that needs it. So but I'm part of a Telegram group, and he's updating stuff. He pulled out some highlights on here. The president of El Salvador just confirmed the United States government and the IMF have contacted him about making Bitcoin legal tender. Here's a Nick Carter Twitter chat room right now, and they're about to pass the bill any minute. So this is that Nick Carter chat room conversation. I will link this, but here's some of his takeaways. Edit 1, 100% chance it'll pass. It will go into effect in 90 days. Everyone must accept Bitcoin. And then he says, we want people to get familiar with Bitcoin as a unit of account. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. In order to establish residency, they need to invest 3 Bitcoins in El Salvador, regardless of US dollar value. And I think that's a really interesting point that President Bukele was saying. We want people to think of 1 Bitcoin as 1 Bitcoin. He's like, whenever they brought in the euro, they did not compare the euro to dollars, and they weren't constantly trying to convert it in their head. They thought of the euro as the euro. So if somebody's going to go buy a car, they need to think of that car's value in Bitcoin and not in dollars. And then they need to train the people in order to be able to think about things in terms of Bitcoin. And that's where something like this could come in handy, some kind of a simulated crypto education experience that could help train people in that aspect. And it's going to be a huge undertaking to be able to train an entire country's worth of people how to use cryptocurrency and to even understand what cryptocurrency is in the first place compared to their regular money. So it's like a lot of undertaking. There's a lot of money to be made, but I don't want to think about it in a way of like, oh, this is an money-making opportunity, because no, all that does is kind of capitalizes off of a weakness of people, and I don't want to think about it that way. This is an opportunity right now, and there's going to be a lot of shark suckers running out there trying to scam money or skim off the top, or hey, what's wrong with making a little money off of educating people? I mean, I understand, you got to cover operational expenses, and if you do work for something, you work hard, you should get paid some profit on some things, but there obviously will be people that will take advantage of that. So watch out for that. I do believe that there are a lot of really good actors out there, and so I will try to promote those people on the little show that I have, and do what I can. We adopted the dollar in 2001 for investment reasons. We're doing that on steroids with the Bitcoin. I like that line. This is the one thing we all have to get behind. The future of humanity is a game changer for the world. People might laugh about the size of our country. It doesn't matter. We're dreaming for the future. Now, if you're laughing at El Salvador right now, then you're the one that should be laughed at. So, just saying. You can use any wallet you want. There will be a government wallet app developed by Strike, but not required. It will be as free as it gets. So, you can use the government wallet or you can use your own preferred wallet. There's hundreds of wallets out there, thousands of wallets. The Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter and Square, entered the room. The dollars come to El Salvador from the Fed. The convertibility of dollars into Bitcoin will be handled by the El Salvador Government Fund. El Salvador will buy the Bitcoins from those who don't want to take the volatility risk. Government will absorb the risk and hold the Bitcoin. So like I mentioned earlier about the whole thing of you taking your cash from the cash register and running it to the bank at the end of the business day every single day, and what happens if Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin volatility goes up or down, if it drops drastically, and like when I first logged on, it dropped $500 from the moment I had it on the screen to the moment where I refreshed the screen. If that happens, El Salvador is going to cover that, and some days it'll be up, some days it'll be down, but that's something, the trust fund that they are setting up in order to cover those differences in pricing. Government of El Salvador uses lots of thermal energy. They lose energy by transporting that energy to cities. They want to promote Bitcoin mining with a renewable geothermal energy to reduce the loss of energy and create monetary value. Huge, and he gets it. I'm going to focus on making this succeed. That will create a domino effect, and it's already starting with Paraguay and with Panama. And other countries, I'm assuming Brazil, Mark Cuban not allowed to speak. I love that. Shut up, Mark. Cheers. The bill has passed. $150 million in Bitcoin will be held in the trust fund. This will only be Bitcoin, no altcoins. Okay, whatever. El Salvador trending on Twitter. Bitcoin Maxis are going to love that. El Salvador trending on Twitter. Lots of headlines in the chat. Yes. And the president's brother is almost in tears. People on the floor are clapping. This is hope for our country. Our country needed this. And I agree. You know, like I said, I've been down to Central America. Once you get off the beaches and the places like in Costa Rica, you know, yes, Costa Rica is nice and all that, but I have some family down there, I guess, and my ex's family, but my daughter, she's part Costa Rican, and they all live just kind of in a suburban town of San Jose, nothing glamorous. And then I've driven all around there, and you can find shanty towns. You know, if you get away from Playa Jaco and Tamarindo and Arenal and all these nice little places and with the resorts and stuff, there's some real poverty there. It's still third world. No matter how nice they try to make it in a lot of spots for the tourists, I mean, yeah, it makes our hood look you know, like a gated resort. So, you know. Oh. But this will definitely help, you know, and you know, Costa Rica is a lot more has a lot more money pumping into it than El Salvador, so I can certainly imagine that this would definitely help El Salvador, and so I'm pretty happy about that. And like I said, you can listen to all this for yourself right here, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, give this blog a follow. They're good writers here, so they'll be adding more, and I imagine they'll be adding an article about El Salvador here, the cryptoplayground.com/blog. And then, okay, so that being said, how much time do I got left? I got like 8 minutes left. Okay, so yesterday I talked about Fetch AI. I want to change gears here for a second. And Fetch AI is a whole system of autonomous economic agents, basically staking, monitoring you, I guess, but optimizing all your moves and stuff like that. And there are the more I dig into Fetch AI, the more I'm finding that it is such a deep project with all these deep partnerships, and you know, the concept is they will use artificial intelligence through these autonomous economic agents that you will put into, you know, that you will run on your phone, that will be in every single IoT device, you know, parking garage cameras, street lights, everything, all around. Everything will be connected using IoT devices, and all these agents will have kind of little fetch tills, bank accounts in there for fetch tokens, and they will all transact with each other using artificial intelligence, sharing information and fetch tokens for those informations. And then say, for instance, that you wanted to go to New York City and book a hotel room. Well, instead of using some intermediary like Airbnb or whatever, or hotels.com, a truly centralized one, you would use Fetch, and you would be in direct contact with the end user and the person on the other end, and so there would be absolutely zero intermediary, and through artificial intelligence you would be connected directly to that, and you would find the most optimal route and place to stay and everything. It uses artificial intelligence to optimize your life, basically. But anyway, I went into that yesterday, and I have a whole video on it, I believe in episode 85. So I'm not going to harp on Fetch too long, but I did find that they're going to mainnet on their own blockchain, and then they have new platforms being built on top of it, new apps, dApps, decentralized apps. And one of these is MetalX, and this is a derivatives trading platform. Hey, what's up, 29LH06? Once again, back again. I appreciate you logging on and checking in every single day. It's nice to see you. Ready for the day? Time to get up and go to work. So yeah, this is MetalX. This is not really relevant to me because I'm not really a trader, but it is a decentralized derivatives trading platform. Who's it for? Not for me. Physical commodity holders, traders and speculators, and liquidity providers. And it solves for cost and capital efficiency, liquidity, risk management, and market access. Okay, great. So that was cool. They had an airdrop and stuff like that for people staking. Here's the fetch staking platform. I staked, about 1,283 fetch tokens yesterday. It's 10% reward rate. And MetalX has a little airdrop program, a reward program to help kind of get this program going. And then here's another DApp, Atomix. And I went ahead and they're airdropping the Atomix tokens. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But I went in and I looked at what Atomix does. MetalX, that's cool enough, but it wasn't really relevant to me. So let me find where this Atomix is. I just had it up, so... And okay, so I can't find it. So let me pull it up here. Atomix.finance. Atomix.finance. What's up, video tuber? All right. Okay, let me give video tuber a starstruck Teddy emote. How do they dream this stuff up? Okay, so Atomix. They are bringing real-world assets to decentralized finance. Basically, you can lock up your car, real estate, whatever, onto a decentralized platform. You'll get an ATM coin, I believe, which is, basically a representation of that real-world asset, kind of like an NFT in a way, but to show that it has been, locked up. In a way. So the borrower, you go on here to this decentralized DEX, and I don't really know how this works if you have a security trustee, but you need a loan and you have a real world asset to use as collateral. And this is, to me, the first platform that I have seen that is making real world collateral available to borrow against for decentralized finance, so in the crypto space. So this security trustee evaluates and takes security over the real world asset. They use the Atomix protocol to mint one ACT token, not ATM token, sorry, evidencing the security taken over the real world asset. In the lending protocol here, they receive the ACT, the borrower receives that ACT token representing their real world asset, like a house. They deposit the ACT token as collateral for a loan in Tether. So Tether is the stable coin that they get, and then both of them receive a USDT loan, which starts accruing interest. Okay, a liquidity provider, they can provide liquidity in Tether, and they might have some extra money in a savings account. Well, they could lock it up in the Atomix lending protocol to provide liquidity for the borrowers over here. And then so they can get some really good APY rates by locking up their Tether, and they will also earn the ATMX token as a reward. I'm not really sure what the value of the ATMX token is right now, as this is not really out on mainnet. But I just thought that this is a really cool concept, and I haven't really had a chance to dig really deep into it. But this is the first DEX, decentralized exchange, that I have seen that is using real world assets to, in a sense, tokenize and give you a collateral token, and you can borrow against that. So that's how rich people do it, folks. They buy a bunch of property and land, and in order to avoid tax, they borrow against one piece of property over here, and they live on that for a while, and then usually a lot of times property appreciates in value, and then once that loan is up, they will borrow against some other land they have here, pay off that loan, and then live off of this other over here. So they're constantly bouncing back and forth between equity loans and stuff like that, and they can avoid taxes that way. But that's a rowdy game. So Atomix Tokenomics, the overview of the economics based on Atomix governance token is now available. Similar to MetalX, Atomix will not go through any traditional seed or private rounds of funding. The project will effectively be seeded by the Fetch AI community. Now, I still have yet to figure out how the Fetch platform is involved in this, but Yeah, it's built on top of it. We're happy to announce that after MetaLex, FET holders will again have the privilege to receive the first free ATMX tokens. Over a period of 3 months, 750,000 ATMX tokens will be distributed to users using FET on staking.fetch.ai. The ATMX enrollment option will appear on staking on April 21st. So you have about 1.5 more months to do it, and here's that staking platform, and you go to this tab here and you can enroll in this Phoenix program. And I did it, and I'm going to see how much I can earn from it and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. I will play this little introductory video. Hey, what's up, Rumini? I haven't seen you on here before, so nice to see you. Thanks for jumping on. Let me gift you a little opening day crate. So let's watch this video here real quick, and then I'll have to sign off. But I think it's a pretty interesting concept, the whole idea of borrowing against your real-world assets.
Currently, the predominant collateral in decentralized finance is cryptocurrency. Atomix makes an evolutionary step by providing a bridge between secured real-world assets and decentralized finance. Who is Atomix for? Liquidity providers. Stablecoin holders can supply liquidity to the Atomic protocol and receive protocol-generated returns and rewards. Borrowers. Borrowers who are seeking secured lines of credit but who have difficulty sourcing finance from traditional sources in the credit market. How does it work? Borrowers. A borrower needs a loan and has a real-world asset to use as collateral. A security trustee evaluates and takes security over the borrower's real-world asset. Then, they use the Atomic protocol to mint one ACT token evidencing the security taken over the real-world asset. The borrower then receives the ACT token from the Atomic protocol. This ACT token can then be used as the collateral for a loan in USDT. USDT can easily be exchanged for fiat currencies via a third-party exchange. Interest then accrues on this loan. Once the loan and interest is fully repaid, the borrower can withdraw their ACT token. The borrower can then burn their ACT token to release their security. Liquidity providers. A liquidity provider looking for competitive APY rates supplies the liquidity vault with USDT. The vault mints XUSDT and grants this to the liquidity provider. The liquidity provider can then provide XUSDT to the Atomix governance. As time passes, the XUSDT increases in value, and they also earn Atomix rewards. The liquidity provider can then withdraw their XUSDT from the Atomix governance. This XUSDT can now be burnt to receive USDT and returns from the liquidity vault.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that is a really cool option to go around the credit system, because if you've ever tried to buy a house or buy anything large with a credit system, I mean, I bought this house here last April, no, not this April, but the April the year before in 2020, and man, oh my God, they were just, the first time I bought a house was in 2007, and that was my first house, and you know, sure, it was, you know, a lot of work and stuff like that, but with, you know, because of COVID, you know, it was just, the process was so much more difficult. I mean, they were going into like child support records and all types of crap, and, you know, divorce from like 2002, stuff like, it's just insane, the stuff that they were digging into in my personal life. I'm like, what does this have to do with me buying a house? Like, it just made zero sense. So I'm really happy to see something like this, where you could actually borrow. But the thing is, you have to have an asset in order to borrow against it. But I mean, isn't that kind of what finance should be in the first place? You should slowly accumulate a little bit by bit and maybe be able to borrow against that, instead of all this high interest stuff. I don't know, but I can't go into that whole quagmire of a philosophical debate. You know, I just, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, that being said, I gotta get off and go to work. I gotta do my deal. It's 6:07. I still gotta make my smoothie. You know, my beets and berries and all that crap that I throw in there. Oh, what was the site you've shown us before this one? for the Atomics. Oh, that was MetalX. That's their other project right here. And yeah, this is a decentralized derivatives trading platform. I'm not a trader, so have at it, man. I just yeah, it's not something that I really know a whole lot about and I'm good at, but you may be, and if you know how to operate in something like this, by all means, jump on it. But this is also built on the Fetch platform, and this is the staking platform right here, and you can stake your Fetch tokens. And I went into a whole rant about artificial intelligence and Fetch yesterday, and I have an entire video, episode 85, on it. And yeah, it could be amazing, it could be destructive. That's just my approach towards it. But yeah. That being said, I'm gonna go do the deal. I do have a Telegram group called Eureka Street Crypto Hub on Telegram. I don't have anybody in it except for me and my brother right now. But if you want to jump in, I can send an invite link. I got to figure out how to do that on Theta. But I will put the invite link in the YouTube, the video description for the YouTube, BitChute, and BitTube and Odyssey videos. So if you want to jump in, and maybe we can get a Telegram group going and share information with each other. All right, man. Well, I will talk to you guys later, and yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. There's still so much more I need to talk about. I got a lot of stuff to talk about here, especially about Fetch. There's so much stuff going on. All right, later.